All right, YouTube, it is Mr. Mean coming at you this Thursday morning. Sorry for the ragged appearance. Can you say good morning?
Good morning.
Yeah, that's my little guy. This is Norby. Say hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
I'm trying to button your snap. There you go.
This
is just, I'm in the House of Mean chat, and I just wanted to tell everybody a very heartfelt thank you. We broke 1,000 YouTube subscribers last night, and a hearty, awesome, super cool.
Hit the window.
Don't touch the keyboard, please. Hold on, let me find it here. I'm not awake yet, guys. I haven't had my coffee. And it's hard to do this one-handed because I'm holding a little kid in my other hand. Yeah, so we hit 1,000 subscribers. Let's see here.
Do I have some mates?
Balthazak, 12 hours ago. So it was either Balthazak or 57AV3, which I'm not sure. Dave? Maybe that's supposed to spell Dave or something, or 57AV3. Either way, those two guys, one of those two was the 1,000th subscriber. So to the Mr. Mean Speaks YouTube channel. So I just want to say thank you so much. A big shout out to Lord Gwydion. He also subscribed. We've been friends on Discord for a while now. He's oh, bless you. He's a big audio guy, and he's helped me out a lot with a lot of my audio issues and stuff. So Nicole Mitchell, Patrick Hadley, let's see, Michael McLeese, Pamela Skog, a bunch of people. So about David Gibbon, Wayne Jordan, Bill Logan. Big shout out to Chris Metters. Chris is a longtime friend from back in my days at Citco, when I worked for Citco for a short period, for 2 years. Let's see, I'm trying to see if there's any other. So that's all the... Yeah, it looks like. So yeah, just a jump in subscriptions in the last week, because we're getting close to 1,000. So just a hearty thankfelt.
Do I have glasses?
And this is what it happens when you have a toddler on your live stream. So just wanted to give a big shout out to everybody. It's early in the morning. I don't expect anybody to be able to jump in.
It's too early.
It's too early. That's right, Norby. It's like 8:30. What is it? 8:45? Yeah, it's 8:37 a.m. Thursday morning. I'm logged into work here. I'm actually doing some work stuff on the side. But I'm stuck at home. This is my week to work from home, and also my kiddo here, his school had a COVID breakout, so unfortunately I'm stuck at home. Even if I did want to go into work, I couldn't, because we're under COVID. We're self-isolating for the moment, I guess is what you could say. Yeah. Boop. So just again, guys, what a long, strange trip it's been. I started posting videos. Oh, I'll have to look here. Hold on. Let's go to YouTube, guys. So we'll pull up the YouTube channel. Let's see when the first video was.
The
very first video of Mr. Means was. Oh, look, it just goes on. We have over 400, I think 401. This video right here will be 402, but I don't technically count this. Look at this, man. Just tons. And this is all part of you guys wanting to see more, and, just super cool. I can't thank you guys enough for the love and just everything. Look at all these. All the different games over the years. But I want to get to the... and, it brings back a lot of cool memories for me, too, to look at these. 5 years ago was the first video.
First in the video.
The very first video. Look at that.
Look at that.
DCC GM screen. Is it worth it? And actually, to be honest, I don't think that's actually the first. But that's the way YouTube is showing it. It was a 10-minute, 49-second video. 681 views. Yeah, just that was the first video. I was going stir crazy. I was going stir crazy, sitting at home, trying to figure out something to do because I was unemployed. I got a 4-year-old who's about to be 5 in about 4 days. 4 days. On the 17th, this little guy will be 5. Okay. So, yeah, there you go, guys. 5 years ago. We've been doing this for 5 years, you and me. So, I'm glad you guys have stuck with me. Some of you have been longtime subscribers. It means the world to me. Draco Pool, Larry Haught, Super Beast, Nasser, Coco Bee's been on here a while. I mean, let's just pick a random video. Here we go. Demon Gate, great video. I'm gonna pause it just to see. Patrick Barnes has been here for a while too. Look at that handsome guy. Demon Gate, fun RPG too, by the way. If you haven't checked that one out, go check out the video in the archive. I'm trying to find one. Let's see if any. That's a year ago. Let's go back to some of the old videos. Let's see here. 5 years ago, green. Oh, look at that fat, ugly guy. Fajuk. That was a year ago. Fajuk actually has a pretty good series where he interviews other GMs. It's kind of a cool little thing that he does, which I think is pretty neat. My thoughts on D&D. Oh my God, this is our house in Beaumont before the hurricane got it. Again, Fajuk. Can't find a video with other people's comments. Let's see. Redfield, I haven't seen him in a while, but I know he's been on the channel. I believe he's on the Discord. So, yeah, man, what a long, strange trip it's been, as the old saying goes. Look at my cool calendar there, guys. That just screams, super awesomeness. That's the house in Sulphur, I believe.
I want to see Daddy.
You see Daddy right there. Yeah, you see he gets a trip out of when it's me on TV. Theophrastus Bombastus. I'm not quite sure if he's still a subscriber. Oh, he gave me a thumbs down. Oh, all right. Sorry, man. Eldrad, which is that's my buddy from Sulphur that used to work at Sitco with me. Calm down, Spaz. Yeah, I got that in the mail. Oh, careful! Don't pull it out now. Here, go watch your videos. Go play with your toys. Boop. Go get them. Go ahead. Go play with your buses. Kid has more toys than he knows what to do with, and he'd rather play with the box. So, yeah, wow, 5 years ago, guys. Look at that. I haven't changed much. Hair's longer. I don't know if anybody's in the chat right now. Star Trek.
Morning, YouTube. It is Mr. Mean again here with another art.
June 24th, 2016. Yeah, that's our house in Beaumont, I believe. Yeah. Dr. Rotwang. Just some of the names here. Fajuk was here. He was on the early videos. I think he wasn't. Let's see. When did he? 1 year ago. Yeah, Fajuk was going back through and watching all my old videos, which obviously nothing wrong with. Shatter Zone. What a great game. Brandon 581 5 years ago. Awesome. So hopefully some of these guys are still on the thing. Oh, Ugly Cat's in there. Thomas. What's going on, buddy? Go watch your show. So, hey, 1,000 subs, man. We finally did it. Silence. Even Ugly Cat's in shock.
Yay.
Yeah. Sounds.
Where's the text chat that you're looking at? What channel is that in?
The text chat. No, you're in it. You're at the House of Mean is the voice chat.
Yeah, I know, but it looked like you were reading text chat.
Oh, I was. It was just some of the older YouTube videos.
Oh, okay.
I've been posting videos for 5 years. So my first video was done 5 years ago. So I was just going back.
You should be rich by now.
I should be, but I'm not, sadly. You know, and Thomas is a longtime friend of mine from down in Louisiana. Thomas, you moved to where? Washington now, right?
Yeah, I'm in Olympia, Washington.
Yeah, so beautiful country there. I've been through there. Never stayed any significant amount of time in there. But Thomas fled, was sick of the last hurricane down in Louisiana and said, fuck this, I'm out. Sold his house and bounced.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, the wife is from Duluth, right?
Yeah, I kind of tried to talk her into going to Duluth, but no, she wouldn't hear of it.
Yeah.
So here we are. Sorry.
Oh, dude, would it have been? It would have been chaos to both of us in Duluth.
Oh yeah, they'd have had to shut the city down.
You know it. They would have. With the farts, it would have been horrible. Thomas is a big gamer, avid miniature painter as well, an amazing miniature painter as well. And I don't know how much miniature painting you're getting done these days, if any.
I haven't done a lot lately.
Yeah, I
bought a whole set of those army paints, and they were just junk.
Oh,
now I have a new set of them.
You know, I had the Reaper paints for years, right? Because I used to do work for Reaper. I used to demo their miniature games, Warlords, which was it's still a fantastic miniature skirmish game.
Yeah, you and I played it.
Yeah, and you know, they sent me a bunch of miniatures, and you know, because obviously you can use everything from their range of miniatures to build your army, and they sent me their paints, and I still have. How many years ago was that? That was years ago. Those paints are still good. They still work. I bought the Army Painter paints. When did I buy Army Painter? I think I bought Army Painter when I lived in Beaumont. So I've been here 4 years now. Well, May will make 5 years. We got here in 2018, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, 22 will be 4 years. So I've been here right at 4 years. So I bought them right before I left Beaumont, and $100 and something. I got like, I don't know, 50 paints, and half of them are garbage. So not a good testament to Army Painter. I'm not saying they're bad paints, because the ones that work really well, and they cover well, and they paint well. But a lot of them have just, like, the pigments have really dried out, and I've had to add, you know, thinner to them, and it's just too much work. You know, I have a hard enough time sitting down to paint as it is. And then if I got to sit there and futz with a paint for half an hour to get it in a usable state, I'm just not going to use it.
Yeah, mine are watery. I had to like shake and shake and shake them for like, 10 minutes to get one to work. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah. Well, they sell. From Army Painter, you can buy these little. They're just ball bearings, is all they are.
Yeah.
And they charge you like, I don't know, $20, $30 for like 100. And I'm like,
well, obviously they know that you need those. So
right.
Why don't they just put them in the paint?
Exactly. That's what I was getting at. I went on eBay and I bought 100 for like $5. And they're the same exact thing. They're like, I think 5mm or 10mm. I don't remember the exact size, for literally a couple of bucks, with Amazon Prime, free shipping. My wife had this little container for something. I don't know what was in it, but she was like, do you have a use for that? And I was like, yes, I do. And so I put them in here. And now I will say, since I added these, what we call this in the painting industry is an agitator. It's a big fancy word for a ball bearing that you put in your paints. But I went and I put them in a couple of the paints that were still somewhat usable. Now, my paints had the exact opposite of your paints. Mine thickened up for whatever reason. And so I added some thinner to them, and then I added an agitator and shake them up. And they seem to be okay now. But the point is, if I want, leather brown because I'm painting something, and I go to squeeze it out and nothing comes out, and then I pull the top off and it's all dried out or it's really thick goo, there's 10 minutes, 15 minutes gone of trying to get that paint reactivated. So I personally am not a fan of the Army Painter paints. When they work great. I don't have a problem with them, but it's always a crapshoot. I got to figure out which paint is working and which one is not. I don't want to go through all that. So I did kickstart Duncan Rhodes. He's a former Games Workshop studio painter. And now he has the Duncan Rhodes Painting Academy, the DRPA, as he calls it. And he went solo. He left Games Workshop, and he's basically supports himself through YouTube videos and showing you how to paint miniatures and stuff. And it's I don't know if you've seen it, Tom, but it's pretty solid. But he put out a line of paints is my whole point. And so I got his whole line. It was like $200. I did the Kickstarter, and it comes with the agitators, comes with a bunch of stretch goals, some chibi miniatures, and just, fun shit to go along with it, stickers and patches and shit. But the main thing I wanted was the paints, and supposedly they're supposed to hold up real well. So we'll see. They're shipping sometime soon. I should have them by summertime, if not sooner. So I'll definitely do a review on those. What's up, buddy? What are you doing? What? Full sentences, please. What do you want to watch? Give me 5 seconds. I gotta go change channel. Okay, let's go put on Blue Helicopters. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. So, so 1,000 subscribers. Got some new paint ordered. Still using my Reaper paints. They still work great. I got a couple on the table.
Reapers are great.
Well,
Reapers and P3s are my two favorites.
P3 is really good. I don't have very many P3 paints, but I do have a couple.
I use a wet palette, and they work real well with the wet palette.
I have become a big fan of the wet palette. And also of Redgrass Games products, this painting handle. Oh my God! And
I've got the GW one.
And you can spin it. GW, you can't do that.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I'm telling you, dude. Once you get one of these, you'll never go back. This is my Witcher dwarf that I bought, but he pretty much approximates my. It's hard to see. The camera doesn't do it justice there. If I do that, it'll focus. It's just base coats down right now, but. They got a magnet in the bottom, so you can click them to stuff and everything. So it's pretty solid. And let's go way back. Remember, I don't know if you remember these. Adacolor. There was Atkinson. He did a game that was these magnetic boards. I showed it to you years ago. It had fantasy miniatures and had these dungeon tiles that were magnetic. And you clicked them together to make a dungeon, and then you had different factions, and it came with a range of paints. They sent me everything, and this is about the only thing I have left, which is basically just some thinner, but it works great for my paints. And you can see how much I've used out of it. It's barely empty because you don't have to thin your paints too much.
Do you still have the magnetic dungeon tiles?
I do. I think I do. They're buried somewhere. I think I never got rid of them. But they're not very big. They're only like maybe 1.25 inches. It was a skirmish, small level game where you kind of laid out the dungeon as you played, as you explored, and then you'd fight the monsters and stuff. Game didn't do well. It died a horrible death. But, what other miniature games? I just ordered, I don't know if you've seen Conquest Last Argument of Kings?
No, I don't really do miniature games anymore. Matter of fact, I gave away all my miniature game stuff whenever I moved because I have a smaller man cave up here.
Uh-oh.
So now it's just RPG stuff and RPG miniatures and board games.
I hate to say it, but depending on where you live, up here it's $40K. That's or fantasy. It's not even fantasy. It's what is it? Realms of Sword.
Age of Sigmar.
Age of Sigmar, yeah. That's all it is. Every once in a while you'll find someone playing Kill Team or Warcry, but I tried to get Malifaux going up here, and no. I mean, I had one lady that was interested in it, but I could never connect with her because she's in a wheelchair and she has to rely on friends to give her drives. She's an excellent painter. She paints really well. And she loves the miniatures, and she had a couple random miniatures painted. And I said, well, I'll teach you how to play the game. We could just never connect. And then, of course, the pandemic hit, so dead from there, as you might as well say. So, yeah.
I would play if I could, if there was interest in these small skirmish games. But I can't do the big armies anymore because I can't bend over a table for 3 hours. It kills my back.
Right.
I'm too old for it now.
Yeah, right there with you, brother.
Skirmish games, that you only need about 12 miniatures for something you can sit at a table and play. I can still do those, but there's no interest up here that I've seen in that. It's all 40K and Age of Sigmar.
Right, and I'm in the same boat. I did the last Conquest, the Last Argument of Kings. I bought a box of the Nord. They're called the Nords. They're basically Vikings, and they've got these big, huge shields, and they look awesome. They look like me, but. I bought that, and then my friend Nubby Wilster, who's another friend from Arizona, he's an avid miniature painter, and he bought the set of the Thousand Kingdoms, which are basically the humans, like the European humans, and so he's going to paint up his regiment, and I'm going to paint up my regiment. I'm trying to get more into the painting just because it relaxes me. It's one of those I put on Critical Role, and I got it on my iPad sitting right in front of me, and then I painted for we had a really bad Monday with we just got off of being COVID quarantined for my son's daycare like 2 weeks ago, and then
I'm quarantined right now.
Oh geez. And then Monday of this week, we got another notice from his daycare that he was exposed. And so, and we have a cleaning service, and this cracks me up because people are like, oh, you have a cleaning and you're rich. No, I have a cleaning service that comes in once every 2 weeks, and she does, the heavy dusting and the sweeping and the mopping and the vacuuming and everything. And just tidies up the house. That's not a maid. A maid is someone who comes in every day and cleans your house, or they live on the property. I'm not rich. My wife and I both work full time, and we have a autistically challenged toddler. So we're super busy, and we're tired, and we're getting older. I'll be a senior citizen this year. Thomas just barely beat me. But yeah, yeah, I know, right? Hey, our 10 cents off at coffee at McDonald's, yay!
Yeah, stairs are going to become your enemy.
That's right. Roll dexterity. I failed. No. Yeah. Pooping becomes an adventure. Will I be able to go? It's horrible. And then the wife's home today. She's got a horrible headache. So she woke up, and then my poor little guy started coughing real bad yesterday. He was supposed to have one of his autism therapy classes yesterday at 3:00, and I tried to put him down for a nap at noon, and he was just coughing the whole time, and I was just like, oh man. So he's not running a fever. Yeah, everything else seems fine. He's eating fine. So hopefully he's got to go get a COVID test Saturday. So we'll play it by ear. But yeah, the miniature games, man, are hard to break out here in Duluth. Everybody wants to play.
I still got my Warlord army. That's the only one I have. But
your demons, right? Weren't you running demons?
No, I ran the who was the Imperial guys? I forgot who they were.
I forgot. I have the book buried somewhere. I thought you had a bunch of demons too, or was that a secondary army?
No, that was for 40K.
I know you had a 40, but I thought you had a warlord demonic or the Egyptian looking guys.
if I were going to have another warlord army, it would be the Egyptian guys.
Go
'cause
watch.
I think those are that's a cool line of miniatures.
Which one?
The Egyptian guys, whoever they are, I forget what they're called.
Yeah.
I don't have those. If I were going to, I would do.
Yeah,
one.
I thought you had some miniatures. I could have been mistaken because I was running.
One faction.
I was running the vampires and the dwarfs. I still have the dwarves, as a matter of fact. They're over in a box right over here, still unpainted. I need to really paint those guys up because that's a nice looking dwarven army or skirmish level group of miniatures, and the models.
Have you been to the Reaper factory?
No, you and I were talking about going, and we never could meet up. And
they have display cases there with all those armies like expertly painted.
Oh, geez.
They're really awesome.
Yeah, that just gets my goat because I wanted to go last year, but then COVID hit. So I couldn't go. So somebody's posted a message somewhere. Oh, Windmark, my friend David, who's also a fellow GM, says congratulations on 1,000 subs. So just miniature games are tough. You know, I think at this point for me, it's more painting the miniatures and just enjoying the cathartic, resonance of just painting, sitting down and seeing your work completed.
Now, the board games they put out now have so many great miniatures, the CMON games.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was kind of interested in Ice and Fire. I was interested in that one, the George R.R. Martin. I can't think of the name of it now. The TV show, it's not Lord of the Rings, it's
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Yeah, I was interested in that, but they didn't have any factions that really sparked me. I mean, I would have obviously done the North, but because you can have those dire wolves and stuff, but it just the miniatures didn't. The gameplay. I watched a couple of videos, and again, it doesn't behoove me to get into any miniatures games because I don't have anybody to play them with. Yeah. So play with. I did order the book for Core Space. I don't know if you've seen that. It's by Battle Systems. It's been out for a couple of years, and it's 3D terrain. They make cardboard terrain, and then they have some just resin 3D printed miniatures. But it's very skirmish. But it's solo play, or you could play it with another person. So you don't necessarily have to paint a whole army or anything. You paint a couple of these evil robots, and then you paint your crew, which is 3 to 4 people in a crew. And then it's this board game. Google it sometime. Core Space.
Yeah, that sounds like something I would like. Actually.
Yeah, it has solo play rules. And then I just posted on their Facebook page yesterday, and they replied back that they are in the midst of getting their Kickstarter ready for Core Space 2. So I might back that because I'm definitely into the solo play stuff. I definitely want to see, that kind of stuff because I have a big living room table and it looks like, I don't know about where you are, but COVID here is ramping up again. And so they're like, my job's got us 1 week on, 1 week off.
Here too. You know, we brought Nate. Well, you remember Emily?
Yeah.
Emily's now Nate. But anyway, he moved up here with us. And he caught COVID. We had to take him to the hospital Sunday. But so he's kind of okay now, but he's still got symptoms. Pam and I, we either didn't catch it or we haven't. We're asymptomatic. But I had a game over here last Monday. It's the first game that I've hosted here for my game group, and so I was so excited about it. And then I found out that Nate had COVID, so I let everybody know. If you might be exposed to COVID. So everybody got a COVID test, and the entire group has COVID.
Oh.
Now everybody is quarantining.
Oh, man, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to run Foundry yet? The virtual VTT?
Nah. I kept saying I was going to, and I just haven't because of the learning curve, and getting all the stuff together. So I haven't, and I actually have a real group to run for now.
Right.
Call of Cthulhu, and I found out that one of the guys in the group kickstarted the Modifius Conan, and he said he's wanted to play it, but has never found anybody who would run it. And I said, okay, here, me.
me, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can run it for you on Foundry, and you can have all those guys join in. It's super easy. Foundry's so simple to run. I mean, it's basically a blank slate, and you have to put everything into it. But once you put it into it, it automates everything. But give me 1 second here. I got to give a huge shout out to this guy, Nasser Super Beast, because without him, we would have never hit 1,000 subscribers. So Nasser, my brother from another mother over there in Bahrain, how are you, my friend?
All great, bro.
Yeah, good.
How's everything we did? Congratulations on 1,000. I told you we were gonna hit it.
Yeah. I would have liked to have hit it at the end of last year, but well, it's okay. Better late than never.
Like there's a lot of I think last year was a very slow year for everybody. We should have hit 1,000 by last year, but it was a slow year.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Yeah. And we definitely, my old IT boss texted me last night, and he said he saw my video that we were 4 away from 1,000. So he blasted out a text to his friends and family saying, hey, go to this YouTube channel and like it. You never have to watch anything. Because his family's not gamers or anything, they're very conservative and everything. But It was super nice of him to do that. And so Balthazak, I think, is the 1,000th subscriber, and I don't know if
I think that's Omar from the.
I think it is, right? Because from Simba Room. Yeah, so Omar, if you're listening or if you're on the channel, buddy, thank you so much. I'm pretty sure you were the 1,000th subscriber, so thank you so much. And Nasser, you'll probably communicate with him sooner than I will. But Nasser Ugly Cat is, a.k.a. Thomas, is a good friend of mine from Texas, from Louisiana, a longtime gaming buddy of mine. He's a grognard like me.
Nice to meet you, Thomas.
Yeah, and we call him Ugly Cat or Grumpy Cat because he loves cats, which I think they're an alternate food source. So that's the only thing we don't agree on. Everything else we get along. We like the same kind of games. We like the same kind of miniature games and stuff. So, well, except for 40K. I can't stand 40K, but Thomas likes it. He's just too old to play it now, like me.
Yeah, one of those things I'm too old for now.
That's right. You're just hurry up and die so I can have all your paints.
I'll send you all those army paints if you want them.
Don't you do me any disservice. We were talking, Nasser, I don't think you paint miniatures, do you?
I have painted a little bit, but I found out the thing is it needs time and commitment,
Right. Two things that we don't have enough of.
Yeah, it's a very beautiful thing. But, so I decided, I'm too busy. So I kind of hand them over to this guy, and I'm like, here, I'm going to pay you. Just paint my miniature.
Yeah, hey, man, if you know what? If you have the surplus income to do that, that's even better. I wish.
The charge is cheap.
Yeah.
That's the thing, right?
Well, no, and that's good. And if he does a decent job, who cares? Now, for those that don't know, I am recording this, guys. So Nasser is in Bahrain. Nasser, where is Bahrain?
It's somewhere in the Arabian Gulf or the Persian Gulf, as people call it.
Right.
It's close to Saudi Arabia. It's close to Dubai, UAE, where Dubai is.
Right.
It's those Gulf countries.
So, do you physically get to game with Mazza, or no? Is he too far away?
No, he's in Dubai, but we game online using Zoom. We use Zoom to game.
Right.
The VTTs.
Yeah. So Discord for video chatting doesn't work as well there, or is it just you guys use Zoom because that's what you prefer?
I think Zoom is a much better, in my opinion, it's a much better platform to game on. And so I have I bought my own Zoom account, and a few of us have our own Zoom account.
Oh, cool!
And it works really well.
Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't even know you could buy a Zoom account.
The paid version. That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean.
Right. I didn't know you could buy it. I avoided Zoom in the early days. Zoom was having all those hacks and everything, so it just wasn't. being in IT, I just was like, I wanted to stay away from it. That was just my thing. I wouldn't even install it on my computers. My wife's like, I have a Zoom meeting. I'm like, well, you're on your own. Do it on your phone. I'm not putting it on any of my computers.
No, it's actually really good.
It's gotten better from what I understand. Thomas is in the IT world. Well, I'm no longer in the IT world. I'm a warehouse manager now. I don't have to deal with stupid people anymore. So I'm very happy to be out of that environment. And I got to say, my mental fortitude has risen because I no longer have to beat it to deal with stupid people all day long. So, and not to say that all users are stupid. Working for the company that I work for, I had a lot of great people. In fact, when I left IT, there was an uproar of how dare you? You can't leave. What are we going to do? And unfortunately, the guy that's taken over for me hasn't done a very good job. So. But it is what it is. But I'm happy to be where I'm at now. I have a great boss. My job is fantastic, and it's crazy and hectic at times. But every job is, right. I mean, but Nasser, you're a full-time college student, aren't you?
I put that on hold for now because I am jumped into being a broker in the between banks. That's what I've been doing.
Nice. And that's paying the bills, so.
It is. It's a very long process because you have to get the investor and then the bank and then work it out between them and then sign a paper with this guy and sign a paper with this guy because you want to keep your commission. Right. Otherwise, you're just making people meet and you're not getting anything out of it.
Right.
So it's a very long process.
Yeah.
Like by the time you get paid, it's like 3, 4, 5, 6 months.
Right. So it's work. You're working hard for your money. Yeah. I got my coffee here, everybody, because it's early in the morning. Thomas, or Ugly Cat, I'm going to refer to you as Thomas. I don't know where Ugly Cat came from. I think you did that for your Discord. But Thomas is like a big Call of Cthulhu, huge Conan fan.
Awesome.
Yeah, we've played many games together and done lots of crazy stuff together. Malifaux, we never played 40K together, but I'm not a 40K guy, so.
What was that other one that we played? There was the skirmish game. It was the one that had the big miniatures, the 32 millimeter miniatures. You remember that one?
Oh, that was Inquisitor?
No, it wasn't Inquisitor.
Shadowrun?
No, it was another fantasy skirmish game.
With 32 millimeter miniatures. I don't remember, brother.
I do, but I've forgotten the name of it now. I kept a couple of the miniatures for it.
If you showed me a miniature, I might remember, but other than that, I don't.
Yeah, I'll have to look it up. I've totally forgotten the name of it. We only played it once. But you were real into it for like a short time.
My kid is throwing a fit here because I won't give him any chocolate. I'm like, dude, it's 9 o'clock in the morning. You don't need chocolate. So, and being stuck at home with a toddler, oh my God, I think I'd rather, go fight in another war. So anyway, Nasser put me in touch with, let's see, Andy Staples, Stephen Turner, Mazza, a.k.a. Marrington. Is it Christopher or Chris?
Christopher Spalding from Black Void. We also have Diogo Nogueira, who
Yep.
is a Emmy Award winner, which I'm waiting for you to actually.
I've reached out to him. He's never reached back out to me. So I sent him.
I'll talk to him and I'll get him.
Yeah, I mean, if he's busy or whatever, it's, and in COVID and everything, I get it, and it's a small channel and,
he's not. He's always been. He's like a very down. He's one of the nicest guys you will.
Yeah,
meet.
Steve Grodzinski or Grodzatsky or however he says it from Low Fantasy Gaming. Thomas, that's one you would like. It's kind of it's called Low Fantasy Gaming. It's kind of like an OSR meets 5th edition meets Dungeon Crawl Classic. And it's really good. Players have these like stunts they can pull. Like if they're getting their ass kicked and they want to run away, they can make a roll and they can kind of get away. I forgot what they call it. Nasser, do you remember what they call it?
I don't know. Was it maneuvers or something?
No, it's not a maneuver. Hold on one second, guys. What do you want, buddy? Well, pick it up. He dropped his Pop-Tart. I'm like, well, then pick it up.
But it adds a very beautiful flavor.
Yeah. It's like if like you're in a party of 4 and 2 of your party members go down, and you're going to have a TPK, you can pull this maneuver or whatever and get you can get out basically, and there's consequences to it, but it still keeps from a TPK happening. And it's just a really good role-playing game. Very, very healing is like few and far between. Like even clerics in the game aren't like, they're not like D&D clerics. Like, oh, look, you're down to 0. Boom, touch.
Yeah, it's more like sword and sorcery.
Yeah, it's more like sword and sorcery. It's very magic. There's like every time so your first spell you cast, as long as you don't botch it, is pretty much for free. Every spell thereafter, after you cast a spell, you have to make a roll, and it adds +1. So, your second spell is a +1, your third spell is a +2. And if you go over a certain threshold, all right, then you have what's called a spell fail. You have something bad happens, and then there's a chart you roll on, almost like DCC on their casting roll. But this is the winds of, basically like the chaotic winds of magic from Warhammer. And you could get a third eye. You could turn purple. Your beard could turn into tentacles. You could lose the ability to talk for 24 hours. All kinds of. You could summon a demon from the. All kinds of crazy shit. I mean, it's pretty fun. I've run it on the channel a couple of times, and it's always met with fanfare. It's one of the better run games and represented. And Steve, the designer, he's one of those freaking young guys that's stepped off the cover of GQ. Him and his wife are both gorgeous, and I think they're lawyers, or I don't remember what they do for real life,
he's a public prosecutor.
Right. So yeah, he's a lawyer basically in American terms, and he's fucking super handsome guy, and his wife is gorgeous, and his wife is like his editor and stuff. So they obviously work full time, but super nice people. And he came on the channel. We did an interview with him. We've interviewed Nasser. We've interviewed quite a few people. Steven Turner, Andy Staple. Steven Turner and I have become good friends. Steven is just good people. He's the guy behind Chivalry and Sorcery, Thomas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, great game. We play. In fact, we have an ongoing game, Nasser, that Steven's going to run for us. Hopefully, sometime soon. The third part of our adventure. I was playing a Barnabas Magnus, sorcerer.
Wizard.
Yeah, and oh man, Thomas, you talk about fun, buddy. Oh, just so much fun. And the succubus, and she's got this book that I think she's bound to the book. We don't know for sure, but I think the succubus is bound to the book, or the book is. Well, it wouldn't make sense for the book to be bound to the succubus. I think it's the other way around. But yeah, and Marrington, Andrew Marrington or Christopher Marrington, Mazza.
Andrew Merritt.
Mazza, as he's known on the Discord, he got the book, and so I'm like, that book will be mine. And then Andy Staples, is a longtime, chivalry and sorcery writer, and he's got a lot of gaming credits to him, right, Nasser?
Yeah, he did. Andy did editing for Black Void, the RPG, and he's also in Chivalry and Sorcery. He's also done some work. What's the name of that medieval RPG? Harn.
Yeah, he did a lot of work for Harn. And he. It's funny because Nasser joined the channel, and we talked a couple times, kind of hit it off. And so Nasser's like, "Hey, I've got these guys in the UAE that they want to try Simba Room," and I'm like, "All right, I'll run it for them." So we get it all scheduled, and of course it's Andy Staples, and I knew the name. I didn't know the face, right? I knew his name, but how many people have that? There's a lot of people. That's a common last name. So I didn't think it was him, right? I didn't fanboy out until after the video, and I realized who he was, and I was like, holy shit, that's Andy Staples. So total geek out moment. And then I ran Simba Room for him, Thomas, in like 45 minutes. I ran the intro adventure to Simba Room in like 45 moments. It went so fast. But they had a blast.
It was a better experience than meeting Sandy Peterson, right?
Oh, my God. What a douchebag.
Yeah, I know.
Oh man, have you ever met him, Nasser? Because Nasser knows everybody in the gaming industry, by the way.
No, I have not had the pleasure of meeting.
Yeah, or displeasure, I might say.
It's not really a pleasure.
Yeah. I mean, his writing is amazing, and we were at a convention. Was it OwlCon?
Oh, I still like him a lot. He's Sandy Peterson, but it's
right.
one of those things where you don't want to meet your idols.
Right. Yeah.
That was at OwlCon.
Yeah, we were at OwlCon, which was a southern East Texas convention.
It was in Houston.
Houston, okay,
Texas.
Yeah. So is Houston considered Central Texas? No, that's considered Southern Texas, right?
That's more like Southeast Texas.
Southeast Texas. It's only like 3 hours outside of Louisiana, so 2 hours away, or 2 hours from Beaumont. It's not
from Beaumont. That's not very long from Beaumont.
It's not bad. Anyway, Nasser, so there's this board game that they put out, Cthulhu Wars, that Sandy Peterson kickstarted, and it did really well. And Thomas, did you get a copy of it? You didn't kickstart it, but you wanted to try it.
It looked cool, but I wanted to try it and before I bought it because it's like expensive.
It was like a $400. It was a $400 board game.
It's in the old world, but with Cthulhu, basically,
right? Yeah,
which I mentioned to him, and he didn't like, But yeah, he was just like he was demoing the game, and we were playing it, and he kept telling us what to do. He was real bossy.
Right, and then his stepson.
Here, do this. I said, "Who's playing this game? I want to play it." At one point, I sent in my cultists to attack somebody, and he said, "No, you can't do that. If you do that, they're going to wipe you out. You need to move your cultist over here and do this." And I'm like, "No, I want to attack." No, you shouldn't do that. And I'm like, I'm playtesting the game. I don't care if I win or lose. I want to see what the mechanics are like.
Yeah.
But that's what he was the whole game. And for everything else, because I played in one of his other games, the one based in, I think, Glorantha, the next time he came. And he was he was an even bigger douchebag there because his son was running it. Yeah. And he was really treating his son like crap. That really put me off on him. So.
And that was his son? Is it his son or his stepson, or do we know?
I'm not sure. I thought it was his son.
Yeah. Anyway, it was a younger guy with him while we were demoing Cthulhu Wars, right? And now we're demoing. He's running demos. A demo, is kind of, get a taste for the game, hopefully sell you on it so that you want to buy it. And all he's doing is pissing me and Thomas off. I'm ready to get up and leave. Thomas is like, no. And I'm like, dude, this guy's pissing me off. But then he tells his son, I think it's his son or stepson, he's like, go get me a Coke. So the kid comes back with like a Dr. Pepper, and he's like, I said a fucking Coke. And he's just treating the kid like shit. And I'm like, I'm a parent, and I'm like, dude, I would never treat my kid that, even if it's my step kid, I still wouldn't. I don't remember if it's his actual biological son or anyway. The point was
he's a bully.
He's a bully, yeah. He's a little short, fat, bald guy. I'm like,
yeah, I know,
dude. I make turds bigger than you. You stop being an asshole, And I told Thomas, I said that fucking game will sit on the shelf and rot before I buy it.
Yeah.
So, and you didn't buy it either, did you?
Old world, because it's the same game.
Yeah.
And his other game that he demoed, the Glorantha, used the exact same rules. It was just Glorantha instead of Cthulhu. So,
Yeah. So basically, no originality. He found a formula that works, and he's making money off of it. Which, hey, good for him, because his Cthulhu stuff is amazing. I've read a lot of it, and I'm not a huge Cthulhu fan. In fact, I don't even play the game. The closest I'll get to playing Call of Cthulhu is Delta Green. That's my cup of tea.
Well, I'm running Call of Cthulhu now, but it's with the new rules, and I like it.
Yeah,
but it's really good. The 7th edition, what they've done with it, it's a really
7th edition is the best edition that they've done so far. They've made the combat a lot more streamlined. They got rid of the charts, but it's all entirely backward compatible with all the old stuff.
Yeah, some simple conversions, and you can just jump right in. That's what I heard. Very good game. I think if you remember, John, we had on the GRC we had the lead designer of 7th edition.
Yeah.
And how to run a horror game with Seth Skrokowski.
Yep.
What's his name? The Jedi. Very, very nice guy.
Was it Paul Fricker or Mike Mason?
Not Mike Mason. Mike Mason was the guy we had. He's a very nice guy.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you guys have your video turned on or you see, but I have the collector's edition of the 7th edition on the screen right now, and then it's got a real nice slip cover. But when you take that off, the nice part is, and Thomas, I don't know if you've seen this. When you take the slip cover off, it's the same cover but just in leather with the red.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, and then of course, the all in red.
Oh, that's very nice. Where'd you get that?
I got. No, well, they were at what was the con I just went to? Gamehole Con in Madison, Wisconsin, which is about 5. I drove 5 hours by myself. Thomas knows how much I love to drive, but yeah, look at that art, man. The great old one.
Nice.
Yeah, ribbon in it and everything. Yeah, it's nice, and it's that like soft leather, like you touch it and it gives a little bit. It's like spongy.
Yeah.
So yeah, $100, but I couldn't pass it up because this is the 40th anniversary.
Oh, that's a good price. I paid $100 for that Dune, special, special edition cover, and I don't even think it was real leather.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure it might be vegetable leather, or whatever. I don't know. But I had to get it for my collection.
Vegetable leather.
Well, that's what they call the fake leather now.
That's like a vegetable hamburger.
The Impossible Whopper.
It's impossible leather.
Yeah. This is the 20th anniversary.
Nice.
So I just had to,
Did you get in on that Kickstarter Chaosium did for the reprint of the first edition?
No.
And all that stuff with the box set? Yeah, I did, because it was a good deal just because of all the stuff you get.
Yeah, I mean you can't beat it, but I like I said, I'm not a huge Cthulhu fan, but I got the 20th edition because it's on this parchment style paper and it's just gorgeous, and it's got that same leather like cover. You can see it's slightly embossed, and then
it's got the elder sign.
Yeah,
pretty cool.
And so this one didn't have a slip cover on it though. But it's in pristine condition, and I'm just very happy to have it in my collection. So.
Any Kickstarters you guys are looking forward in 2022?
No, I'm Kickstartered out, man.
I kickstarted that Astonishing Swords and Swordsman.
Nice.
Hyboria, and so they just sent out the PDFs for that, and that looks pretty good.
I like the changes that were done to the system, like streamlined it even more.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to peruse the PDFs yet, so I'm looking forward to seeing what they did with it.
I did Battle Lords, the new source book for Battle Lords, which in turn, because I didn't get in on the original Battle Lords Kickstarter for 7th edition or whatever it is, I was able to add the core book as well. So that should be shipping hopefully sometime soon. Of course, with the world shipping crisis and containers being, like Savage Pathfinder is actually printed. It's sitting on pallets over in China. Yeah. But I can't get my Kickstarter because they don't have any container space, and the prices they're charging for containers are ridiculous right now.
Yeah, I almost kickstarted that. I'm glad I didn't now. Yeah.
Oh, I'm still glad I got to play it at Gamehole Con, and it was a blast because it's the streamlined rules of Savage Worlds Suede Edition. With the world of Pathfinder, so it was a melding of the two. It's really well done. I can't wait. I mean, I have the PDFs, but I don't like reading PDFs. I did flip through them, but I'm very happy that I kickstarted it. But again, I don't know when I'm gonna. I mean, they're looking at. I think they said May. Hopefully, will be when they'll be able to start shipping stuff. And I don't understand.
I mean, it's high time they have a good high fantasy setting for Savage World.
Well, they had Evernight back in the day, but then I don't know.
It wasn't really a full setting, though. You could make one out of it. The closest they came was what was the Frost one?
Hellfrost. Hellfrost. But that wasn't published by them. That was published by Paul Wade Wiggy. Yeah. For his imprint. I can't think of the name of the. I have all the books, literally.
Oh yeah, I remember you used to run it.
I used to run it. Yeah, I loved that Hellfrost setting. It's a Nasser, you want to get a good feel for Savage Worlds, go play Hellfrost if you ever get a chance. It's a good game. The Pixel Dice, I think I kickstarted. I'm waiting for those.
I backed the Pathfinder version.
All right.
I played it with a GM here in the Middle East online, and I found the game to be very nice. Savage Worlds it's its own thing. It's great. I like it.
Yeah, I got. See, you guys should hopefully see my screen. So I did Borderlands, Mr. Torg's Arena of Badassery. I backed that. So super excited about that. That's going to be a board game, Thomas, with all the Borderlands miniatures. So
yeah, I saw your post. I totally, that wasn't even on my radar, so I missed out on that one. But
yeah, my friend Jay over at Feral Games is doing Space Skits. So pretty excited about that. That should be soon. In fact, I think I ordered my book already. Battle Lords, of course, like I said, I just did the Baccarat, everything for the address. Skinny Minis 2. That'll be coming probably next month or the month after.
You ever back Grimmer Space?
No, I didn't. It's 5th edition, and I have no interest in anything.
No, it's Starfinder, but
well, yeah, same thing.
That was from like 3 years ago, and they still haven't delivered.
What's the delay? What are they saying? Are they blaming COVID or?
No, they just every update is always, we're still in playtesting. Look at this cool art, because I got a lot of cool art for it.
Yeah.
But it's like, how much playtesting do you need? Because Peg Inc. Yeah, I'm sure you got COVID and everything, but Peg Inc. did this whole Pathfinder Savage Worlds thing, and they completed it,
in record time, by the way. Yeah, and they would be shipping out stuff right now if it wasn't for the shipping container crisis.
But this is the one that was Sean Astin produced this one,
right?
The actor guy.
Yeah.
Well,
it's the horror science fiction fantasy that uses Starfinder rules,
right? And
looked really cool, but it's starting to look like vaporware now.
Yeah, well, nothing beats what was it? Something sorcery. From Matt Forbeck.
Shotguns and Sorcery.
Shotguns and Sorcery. Yeah. They were like over 5 years before they delivered, and I literally I did a review of it. I was like, I'm throwing this in a box to never look at it again. And then I got an email a couple months later saying that they did a supplement or an adventure, and because I was a Kickstarter, I get it for free. I replied back, no thanks. I would just use it as lining for kitty litter. I want nothing to do with you. I mean, Matt Forbeck is an amazing author, and I like his writing, and I love that world of Shotgun and Sorcery. But it took him over 5 years to get the Kickstarter out because it was just mismanaged and the production values were stuff. And the book is fine. There's nothing wrong with the book. The problem is that it uses the Cypher system, and they've already come out with Cypher 2nd edition.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm like, so this book is already outdated.
New version,
Yeah.
They're gonna come out with the new edition of Starfinder before it ever releases.
Right. And I will not be surprised if we see a Starfinder 2nd edition that uses the 3-action economy like Pathfinder.
Oh yeah,
does.
I'm surprised they haven't.
I know, right?
Pathfinder 1st edition.
Because I'm telling you, Starfinder right now is literally Pathfinder in space. That's all it is. It is ridiculous. I have no interest in it whatsoever. I was I love sci-fi games. I'm going to go nuts if I get a good sci-fi game. And right now, the only decent sci-fi game, in my humble opinion, is Esper Genesis, which is a 5th edition derivative, but it's so well done.
Have you checked out the Expanse?
Yeah, I have that. But again, the Expanse is hard sci-fi. It's not sci-fantasy. Starfinder is sci-fantasy, right? That's kind of what I want. I want the over-the-top, crazy gonzo. I want cool, alien gear and alien races and stuff.
Well,
but
you want Esper Genesis.
Right. I want Esper Genesis. I have the Expanse, and I think it's a beautiful game. But it's the Expanse has a very... you're not going to find a gaming group that's going to want to play a campaign in the Expanse. You can't even find.
My old gaming group did, but they were real into the Expanse.
Right.
But
That's what I'm saying. If you've got a group of friends that are into it, then yeah, you can do it. But to go to your local gaming store and say, hey, I want to run a game of the Expanse, you'll be lucky if you find one, maybe two people.
And it's not a typical game. It's not centered around action. It's more intrigue.
Right.
All that. Because combat's deadly.
Right. And it should be. When you're shooting lasers, at people, it's like combat in Cthulhu, right? It's the last resort, A, don't read the book, and B, don't save one round in the chamber for yourself, because all you're going to do is piss Cthulhu off when you shoot him, so you might as well just kill yourself.
On the Expanse, instead of Cthulhu, it's the proto-molecule.
Right.
If you come in contact with the proto-molecule, you're fucked.
Yeah, just shoot yourself. Be done with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, as far as Kickstarters go, I haven't backed anything this year, and I really don't plan on it. We're saving for a house, so we're trying to get that all squared away, and I just don't. There's nothing. I mean, I did the pixel dice, which is the dice that light up. They're rechargeable, and they work with your VTT, so they're supposed to work with Foundry for sure, and I think they're going to work with Roll20 as well. So for those of you that like to roll physical dice, but yet you're playing a VTT with your friends, the dice have a Bluetooth emitter in them, and you'll be able to roll them in Foundry. So you roll your dice, at your table, and you can't cheat, because we've all played games with people that are like, oh, another natural 20. I'm so lucky. No, you fucker, you rolled a 3. Come on. But you can't see their dice, right? Because they don't have a camera. So this way, it's going to kind of, avoid all of that. So supposedly. I'm just excited for it because the dice look super cool. Problem is the production delays and the chip, manufacturing delays with chips and everything are being in short supply. Inky Pup just joined the server, so we'll have to say hi to Inky Pup. Oh, that's Jeremy. He's the lead director behind the app-led RPG Paracle, Gathering Darkness. So I don't know if you've seen that, Thomas.
No, I haven't.
So this company, it's called Paracle. And Nasser, you might be down with this too. Paracle, Gathering Darkness, is a fantasy world where they're setting up this world to use an app on your phone or tablet or PC where you don't need a GM. So everything you do will be run by this app, and you'll make your choices and you'll roll dice and everything. And it's got, unfortunately, it looks like proprietary dice. I'm not exactly sure on that, but I think it's proprietary dice.
It's interesting.
It looks very cool.
I don't really like proprietary dice.
I don't either, but it's one of those, you and I are GMs, but not everybody's a GM and has access to a GM. So this is a way for people to play in a fantasy RPG setting without a GM, so they can get their friends together and they can all play. It's like what was that damn miniatures game by Fantasy Flight where one person had to play the Dark Master, or the game, whatever it was. And you had 4 players. Kaiser Doom is in the chat.
Okay.
Kaiser, what's up, brother?
Not much. How are you guys? I'm
Good.
good.
We are just chatting because we broke 1,000 subscribers last night to my YouTube.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, we're pretty excited. So it just, Nasser was a huge help. Ugly Cat's a good friend of mine. Inky Pup is sending me, I'm getting all kinds of messages here, friends. Oh my God, what's going on? Everything's blowing up.
I saw your the video you made with the wiki.
Oh yeah, it's pretty cool. He was Dave, so much fun to talk to. I had a blast, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. It was a lot of fun. I like doing those off the cuff. Yeah, obviously I don't interview like a normal person because, as Ugly Cat will tell you, I'm not normal. And it was a lot of fun, man. I haven't heard from you in a minute. Where you been?
For me, it's I've been going ahead and busy doing college courses.
Gotcha. Totally understand. Life 101. Well, Ugly Cat moves states, because he just can't sit still. And Nasser, well, it's midnight. What time is it there, Nasser?
It's 6:38 p.m.
PM. Okay, so your day's winding down.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. So Nasser's and it's currently 9:40 here in Duluth, Minnesota. So
7:40 here.
Yeah.
7:40 a.m.
Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty early for you.
I've been up since 4:30.
Ugh. Yeah, but your
job's on the East Coast, so
Yeah.
they're 3 hours ahead of me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
And my team is that I am a lead of a team, and they're in India. So yeah.
Wow.
That's a challenge too.
Yeah, well, all kinds of challenge. We won't even get into it, but I'm sure it's a lot of fun. And fun,
speaking of which, I'm going to have to jump off because I have to get to work now.
Right. Hey, thank you so much for jumping in, Tom. I appreciate it, buddy. We will get together and chat soon, and I'll run some Foundry for you. Give you a taste of it one night.
Yeah, if you want to run a Modifius Conan game, I could probably line up some players.
Yeah.
I know Eric back in Louisiana wants to play it. Eric and Chris want to play it again.
Yeah, I'll definitely.
Here wants to play it. I could probably get you 4 players.
That's all we need. 4 is the magic number. So cool. All right, well, get to work. I miss you, bro. And
all right, man.
Tell the wife I said hi, and we'll get together soon. I promise.
Okay, man. See you later.
Right. Peace.
Nice to meet you, Tom.
All right.
Yeah. So, So Kaiser, I was just telling, we were just talking about it because Nasser, the channel really took off when Nasser joined, and Nasser seems to, for whatever ungodly reason, know everybody in the gaming industry, and so put me in touch, and that's what really kicked off, like doing interviews with some of these more indie press developers and stuff, and the big guys like Steven Turner and Andy Staples. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, just fun and 1,000 man. I posted my first video 5 years ago, and so it's just crazy that we've it's taken 5 years to get 1,000 subscribers, but you know what? It was worth it. It's been a lot of fun. I will admit. I've had a shit ton of videos. I got over 400 videos up. Of just gaming related stuff. So it's kind of crazy. And then I just joined Facebook. I got back on Facebook.
Saw that.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, if you want to grow a media service, you have to be on Facebook.
You gotta be on social media platforms.
Yeah, MeWe. I love MeWe. I'm a big fan of MeWe, but it just wasn't doing it. Like here's an example. The Pathfinder MeWe group has just short of 800 people in it. The Pathfinder Facebook group, this is not even the official Pathfinder, this is just just a group, has 85,000 members.
Yeah, it's like a lot of the different Warhammer miniature painting groups I follow on there have like hundreds, almost a couple thousand people in each. Right,
as opposed to MeWe. Like, I haven't even found a decent miniature painting group on MeWe. I haven't looked terribly hard, to be honest. But I did find a couple on Facebook. I haven't joined them, but I am looking at them, and then just amazed at how many people are on Facebook. I got off of Facebook because of the toxicity, but I just found out this morning. I use Brave as a browser, internet browser, and Brave has a plugin. It's actually just converted over from Google Chrome, but they have a plugin for Facebook where you can filter things. And so, because I don't want to see the political pop-ups or the news pop-ups of so and so was arrested and now there's riots. I don't give a shit about any of that. And that's what I like. That's what I like about MeWe is MeWe, and I was hoping MeWe would take off, but it just never did. The nice thing about MeWe is you only see what you want to see. So the only thing I have on MeWe is gaming groups, whether they be miniature painting, board games, tabletop RPGs, and or computer games. That's the only thing displayed. That's the only thing displayed. I don't get any political post. Biden wants your vote. I don't give a fuck about Biden. I don't care about Your 10 cents a day could feed a starving child in India. Don't care. Don't live in India. That's my opinion. Get a job. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry your country's impoverished, but that's not my fault. I don't want to see that stuff, and that's my choice. And that's the nice part about it. So unfortunately, Facebook doesn't give you that option default. It's still going to pop up on your feed. You can click on there. I don't want to see stuff like this, but it still keeps. I just joined last night, and I've already got like 3 pop-ups. One for some religious group, which, boy, if they don't want me in their group, and then some political thing, that I already marked. I don't want to see it. So, but this filter, I haven't had a chance to play with it yet, but supposedly this filter will allow me to keep that kind of stuff out. So I'll play with it later on today. So, but... And Nasser was in college. Nasser, were you going to be a doctor? Was that what you were going for?
No. I actually was making my way to being a banker.
A bank, that's what it was. I couldn't remember. So banker. So Nasser is one of those educated people, Kaiser, just like you. I'm just a grognard.
I ended up doing cybersecurity, but since obviously there's none really available when I got done with that, I started doing machining.
Yeah,
I like machining more. It's closer to what I do as a hobby anyways, where I make stuff.
Right. So I'll tell you, 20 plus years in the IT industry, and I was working for a MSP, or a managed service provider, which is never the way to go. But, I needed a job, got to put food on the table, and I was with them for 2 years. And I saw the writing on the wall. They were changing policies, making it harder to get bonuses. And the company I work for, I absolutely adore. I love who I work for. So an opportunity came up for me to bounce and go work on the supply chain management side. And the manager was willing to take a chance on me, and he hired me, and I couldn't be happier. And I don't have to, I was a senior desktop administrator. So I don't have to deal with people, how come my data is missing and anything like that. I have full control over my warehouse, and it's painless. And my coworker is a super cool dude to work with. So yeah, it's, and right now we're in COVID quarantine, and so we're 1 week home, 1 week on. We're still getting paid, thankfully, so, and I do all the electronic paperwork that I can do remotely, and he's doing all the physical stuff in the warehouse. And then next week, once I'm cleared from COVID, which I should be, I'll go into the office and I'll do all the physical stuff, and he'll do all the computer stuff. So it's working out really well. But IT is not the company I work for. They have outsourced 98% of their IT. Everything from user management down to web space is all outsourced now, and they're a major company in Canada and the U.S. And it's just so IT's not where it was 10 years ago. Where it was a good place and you could find work. And I'm sure it'll go back. I'm sure this outsourcing thing will run its course. But big business right now is realizing that they can offset that cost and just not have to deal with it. And it sucks because there's no vested interest. There's no joy in your job anymore. There's no sense of pride or accomplishment, because you're punching a clock and you're done at 5 o'clock, and you don't care if all the work gets done. And it's just horrible. It sucks. So, but I'm glad you're doing machining and you enjoy it. Nasser kind of dropped out of school too, and he's making the big money. He's gonna buy me my first Mr. Mean yacht.
I wish. That would be cool, Mr. Mean yacht.
Right? I'm trying to get somebody on the channel who has some artistic styles to futz with my logo, because I want to get some T-shirts made or something. Mouse pads, something. I don't know.
Yeah, we need that would be a nice idea,
I love my logo, but the guy who made my logo has disappeared.
Oh, Scythen.
Yeah, where'd he go?
Yeah. All right. So what happened with him is because he runs his own machine shop and everything.
Right.
So when COVID kicked up, he had to start taking up pretty much all the work that all his competitors had, because they couldn't, bring anything in or do anything.
Right.
The way that they had their stuff set up. So he's just been completely busy.
Oh, so he's okay.
Yeah, he's okay. It's just companies expanding pretty much what it has to do, and he just is too busy to come in.
Oh man, because I sent him a couple messages and I haven't heard. And I remember vaguely, if I remember correctly, I was chatting with him and it's something about his father was ill.
That was about
a year ago. Oh, over a year.
No, about 2 years ago.
Was it? Has it been that long?
Yeah.
Well, and I thought maybe the worst had happened. Maybe his father had passed, and he just decided to drop out. You know, I didn't know. He never. He had,
and because of all the stuff from that, he had to disappear for about a year to handle all the stuff from that. Came back, and then COVID hit, and then
poor
from
guy.
There,
he's just been slammed.
Yeah, and he just snowballed from there.
Well, I'm glad he's busy, and I'm glad he's keeping his head afloat. You know, because I think isn't he in upstate New York somewhere?
No, he's in Florida.
Oh, he's in Florida. I don't know why I was thinking he was in New York.
Yeah, he popped in. I think only once. I want to say 9 months ago.
Oh wow.
He said he was ready to go ahead and get back to going back to normal, and then after that day, just poof again.
Just disappeared.
Business.
Yeah, well, man, if you talk to him or you reach out to him or whatever, tell him I say hi and best wishes, and I miss him, you know, because like I said, he made my logo, you know, I can't thank him enough for that because I've gotten so many compliments on it, you know, and I mean, I had it turned into a GM screen, you know, I got a dice tower now using that logo and everything, so, and it was something he whipped it up one night. We were talking. And then like the next morning I woke up and in my email or in the Discord chat there was, you know, a file, and I was like, oh, what's this? You know, and I opened it up and it's like, oh wow. And he's like, hey, and he's like, you know, if you want anything changed, let me know. I was like, yeah, I'd like it darker, you know, like a purple or something like that, or a neon green. And so he changed it. So I have the channel logo, which you can see in the little Discord button, and then I have my YouTube channel logo, which is the dark one, which I really like. And that's the last we ever did with it. You know, he put some yellow in there and everything to kind of make it pop. And like I said, I love the logo. I love his work. And he just disappeared. We were going to play a GURPS game. We were talking about running some more, because he's a Nasser. Scythane is a huge. He could do anything in GURPS. He's one of those guys.
We were supposed to do his fantasy setting,
right?
And you know, after he disappeared after that. It's just been sitting there.
Yeah. Well, hopefully his life will get back to normal. Hopefully we'll figure out something for this Omicron variant, and it'll get better. Super nice guy though, fun to talk to. And he was pretty active on the channel there for a while, like I said. And here's the thing: when you're a content creator and you do the stuff that I do, I can't join every channel. I can't stay in every channel, you know, and it's hard because I don't want to disassociate myself, and I don't want to be rude. You know, you've given me an invite to your channel, and now, you know, and if you're a channel organizer or you're one of the channel leads, you see when people leave, so you're like, well, what the hell? I just sent this guy an invite, and a month later he's bouncing, and it's because I've got 30 other channels that I need to be in to, you know, promote. And here, my plan for Mr. Mean Speaks this is my retirement plan. You know, my plan is to grow the channel big enough to where this becomes my full-time job when it's time for retirement, which for me is about 8 years away now. So that's not that far. So, you know, I figure I'll start growing it now, and hopefully by the time I'm ready to retire from a normal working life, you know, where I'm in an office or a warehouse in my case, from 9 to 5, I can sit here and do this, you know.
Yeah.
So that's the plan. Now, whether it will come to fruition or not, who knows? But that's the plan anyway. I mean, I'm still dumping into my 401k and everything, so obviously I'm not going to leave myself stranded. But Nasser is gonna make my channel huge, and I'm going to be able to retire off of the mass diversities that Nasser is going to invest for me. Right, Nasser?
If we can help you anyway, bro.
So, Kaiser, have you been playing anything or doing anything?
Well, since since the last game that we had played with Siphon before that had ended, and then he had to handle all his stuff, I haven't played much of anything since. But what I have been doing is I've been sitting down with a lot of the GURPS rules, tinkering it, and playing with it in the meantime, seeing interesting ideas, how I could play them out. And then after a while, because I had a couple of my friends, they wanted to play a game. They didn't want to play with the whole full GURPS tool set.
Yeah.
And they're used to regular D&D. So I was looking at the Dungeon Fantasy rules, but they're used to 5e. So I went and I actually pulled out the GURPS Light book and did a lot of, and I've been busy doing a lot of heavy overhauling with it and actually implementing some of the stuff they like from D&D on top of it.
That's awesome.
Go ahead and keep them busy.
Nice. And Nasser, what are you playing? Are you playing anything or running anything?
I'm playing a 5e game right now with a lady. She's like her first time DMing her own campaign, so I've been one of her players.
Cool.
And once she's done, I will be probably running them in a Simbaroom campaign.
Nice. You got that Simbaroom bug.
Yeah, thanks to you.
Yeah, it's a fun game, man. I just picked up the Colonial Marines book for Alien. So, you know, one of the big complaints with Aliens is, you know, you can only suspend belief so long, or you can only fight so many bugs. And in the game, you know, you want to play a campaign of the game, but the game centers around bugs. You're only going to be able to do that for so long. So what else do you do? And so they came out with it's smart on them. They came out with the Colonial Marine book so that you can make it more of a military, you know, you could do espionage, you can do whatever, you know, planet insurgent. Stop kicking, please. Sorry, my toddler is bored out of his mind. I'm going to have to bounce here in a minute. We've been on for quite a while. But, so I'm loving the Colonial Marine book. It's really well done. But again, not everybody wants to play a military campaign, but, you know, they like the aliens, you know, mechanics or whatever. And that's when I just say, go play Coriolis. You know, it's, you know, but then not everybody likes the Arabian Nights in space. So it's, go play Iron Sworn or whatever it's going to. I forgot what the space one's going to be called. Starforged, I think, is what it's called. Yeah. Which is coming out, kind of a narrative, you know, D6 based system. So yeah, there's tons of games out there. More reviews coming in the future, you know, and all that stuff. And Nasser, Kaiser, thank you guys for popping into the chat and chit chatting with me.
Anytime, bro.
Yeah, well, I'm just happy we hit 1,000 subscribers. That's just, it's beyond super cool. And it opens up, you know, in the YouTube algorithms, it opens up more for the channel. Now I can be monetized. It leads to, you know, bigger and better things to move on down the line. So we'll just keep plugging away. I'm going to keep doing what I do, you know, but Nasser, just much love to you, brother, for all the support. Kaiser, you've been around for quite a while.
Bro.
So thank you guys for everything, and thanks for hanging out with me this morning. This quick impromptu chat. I do have to get ready to get into a meeting at 10 o'clock, so I got 4 minutes to get ready. So for work, but thank you guys so much. Thanks everybody out there, all the YouTube people that have liked and subscribed. If there's anything you want to see on the channel, let us know. You know, we'll try to get some more live plays, do some more Foundry, and all that fun stuff. Hopefully, I can get Kaiser to run a GURPS game for me, and we can do some fun stuff. So again, thanks everybody for tuning in. This will be uploaded later this afternoon. It'll take a while to render. Kaiser is awesome, man. Like I said, when you talk to Scythane, tell him I said hi and I miss him. And you know, thanks for staying part of the channel, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, don't worry. If you ever go ahead and pop into the channel again, I'll be sure to stop in if you're not doing anything else.
Sounds like a plan, man. All right, Nasser, you stay safe, brother. Be good, and yeah, we will get a game going again soon. We'll bug Mr. Turner to finish that chivalry and sorcery game for us. So, all right, guys, I'm going to end the call there. Thank you so much again, and everybody have a wonderful day. All right, thanks for everybody for watching. I appreciate it. As always, like and subscribe. Hit that, smash that. The old saying goes, Dave 2D from his technology reviews always goes, thumbs if you liked it, subs if you loved it. This is more of just a chit-chat session, but thanks everybody for watching. I really appreciate it. I'm on Facebook now. You can go look up Mr. Mean Speaks on Facebook. Join, go there and talk about games. Always the main focus is on Discord. I pay for the Discord server. It's there to run games. It's there to communicate with the community. All things tabletop role playing. So anyway, peace and hair grease. And remember, Mr. Mean says, be nice.